Alright, so we're back with some more Persona 3, and we will be taking on the Fortune and Strength. Yes. Fortune and Strength Door. Any four party members other than Sujiro and Ken. I'm not sure why they tell me Sujiro specifically, considering could I have realistically even got to the point where I could have used Sujiro in this part? Like, they mentioned it to him. They even mentioned that I could see him in the Hermit fight, yet I didn't see anything, so I don't know if that was like some potential content or something, or it's just because of the events that took place when I defeated the Hermit Giant Shadow boss fight at the time. But oh no, guys, I can't use Ken. Oh man, aren't you guys just, aren't you guys so bummed at that fact? Anyways, yeah, we healed back up. Nothing's really changed. Hilariously, I looked at the end of the video after I stopped recording to see, just how much XP I need for Vishnu to get another level. And, well, you know what? It's literally 5 XP. It's literally 5 XP. Of course, what is 1 in each stat, or, 1 in whatever stats go up, really gonna make a difference in the fight? No, probably not. So, I don't feel the need to go and make that happen, even if it would just be 1 fight. Watch that be the downfall of this fight. I very highly doubt it would. Right, so Fortune is unavailable to be attacked for the time.
I don't detect the Fortune one anymore. The Strength one
we
must
have to defeat the Strength one first, and then we get to deal with Fortune.
Attack it right now. Concentrate on the one whose Arcana is Strength.
Sounds good to me. Alright, so Mind Charge Maggie Dolan is the way, as we've seen. So let's get that started, shall we? Every time I debate on Furakahiko whether I should drop their attack or defense first, it's probably more ideal to drop their attack first, so that way you have a better chance of living through the first attack. But I'm greedy and I like doing damage, so dropping defense it is. Looks like we're getting the first attack here, so we're free to go ahead and just kind of wail on them for the time being. And their defense is down, and Yukari's got like 2 different things helping out her attack. That did no damage, especially for their defense being down. Then again, we did about the same amount for the Hermit, and these guys are actually 5 levels higher than the Hermit, so that's actually probably relative damage. Right, so blue is good for us. Red is bad for us. We definitely do not want them enraged. Us being enraged could be kind of sick, although it would leave us to getting 1 shot. So ideally dazed, distress, or fear. Ideally distress. Dazed, honestly, fun. Well, I guess they call it panic. It'll stop them from using skills, which is good for me. Why did that do 309 damage? For what reason?
Red is bad luck. I hope it doesn't come up.
Ah, Fuga, it would never come up. We're too good at the tape. I mean, unless. Still seems so dumb. Even if you can't outright directly target the unit, it still seems weird that AoE skills wouldn't hit it. Although I guess that would still kind of ruin the effect if you could still hit it with AoE attacks. So I guess I get it. It's still kind of, and just like consistently, logically, it's just kind of strange. But we're doing some decent damage right now, although strength appears to be very tanky considering how much damage we're doing here. We will go ahead. Yukari's the only one that's damaged, so we'll just use the full HP on ourselves so that way we save a little bit of SP throughout this fight, because we do have to kill Fortune. That is a thing, so it's going to be a little bit of a battle of endurance here for the fact that I'm going to have to kill Fortune even after I defeat Strength. See, I went for a safe roll right there, and only taking 50 damage in order to not take like 150 damage or something felt kind of Brave Blade? Alright, well, Red Mitsuru. Actually, she's a lot too. Why did a basic attack do so much more damage? I know Mitsuru has her ultimate weapons, which are giving her plus 10 to all stats, so maybe that endurance boost over Yukari was enough to make the damage look a bit more pitiful. But even still, that seemed like far from this damage. We can drop the attack if we want, but unless they're one-shotting, I think we're better off just going for the damage and ending the fight faster. I guess it depends on how much damage we do. 189, I mean, it's not bad. It's not as good as I would like, but it's not bad either. In theory, we can status effect the boss, but I think we can really only actually status effect the boss through the use of the Wheel of Fortune there, rather than actually apply them ourselves with, like, Mitsuru's AoE Panic ability. I still wish it allowed me to keep the charm on Mitsuru. I don't know why they had to get rid of that one. It's not like the biggest loss you'll ever see, but it still would have been kind of nice. Wow, they really tried to make sure that I got that red, but nope, we got the fear of them. This is still a potentially steal return, which is very strong. Or they can just, you know, attack through it and apply distress to my entire party, because reasons, I guess. Oh, well, okay, then. Fine, you want to be like that? I've got like 40 of these from just randomly buying them out the pharmacy from times well beforehand. But I'll absolutely take it. You did 189 with electric. How about your basics? Well, we did crit it, so I guess that's a little bit of cheating in terms of telling the damage. I'll take that 302 crit, though. That's a lot of damage. 420. And back to do. Surely Yukari's wind damage is more than her basic damage. That's the most bad, but sure. Okay, well, it literally doesn't matter what we do here because they're still under the effect of the last S effect. Just don't hit ourselves with one forehead. Alright, well, you know that part where we said don't do that to ourselves? Well, here we are. Alright, well, here's probably the worst one. I highly doubt they would allow me to... ooh, people are gonna be more cringe. Wow. Literally dropped every one of my people as a result. Okay, that was extremely bad. Okay, now, oh good, everybody's gotta be paralyzed with fear, I guess. Okay, well, yeah, that's that's another one. And of course, they went after the one that could have picked all this. Okay, this is going extremely bad, literally off of one roll. Because naturally, they grit every single one of my characters, which is, you know, 3 sus 5 me, but sure. Alright, so they're still under fear themselves, so the enrage is not going to apply, which is good, because if they're enraged, they would get 2 attacks per turn, and considering I'm feared right now, I would get absolutely shreked as a result. We want to do this first. I wanted to pick up Yukari, but we want to get rid of the fear first, because they could still lose their turns, in which case we could still lose out on getting Yukari up. We're going to go ahead and revive Yukari. She should be able to go ahead and pick the rest of our HP up. Although I guess it looks like it's not going to actually give her her turn this right now. I could actually get half my party members dropped right now if I hit red. So let's not say we did, shall we? Bruh. Can it drop them actually below 1 HP? Apparently it can. Well, that's okay, he's attacking me. That's very much so. Who cares? Good luck ever doing damage to me like that. I mean, I'm not saying my main character is invincible. I'm just saying, like, the potential that they have to realistically do damage to my main character is very low. I mean, we have, what, 3 elements that we're even neutral to? I mean, we're weak to dark, but if they're not using dark, then what, it's like fire and ice or fire and wind or something like that we're actually neutral damage to. So unless the boss necessarily has either of those, they can't actually damage my main character. So I guess if we wanted to really go forever, then we would just keep doing that. Which is obviously not ideal, but I suppose you could play it like that if you really wanted to. We got infinite revival bread. That's not... I really should have bought max of those. Especially if we were doing these. That was dumb. I definitely should have grabbed max of those while I had the opportunity. Your defense is not going to be down because Akihiko wasn't up for a minute, but that should be okay. It would very much so not surprise me if we had to use multiple items throughout this fight. In terms of just sustain, because of how long this fight's gonna go, because I'm fighting two different bosses. So there's that. I mean, I don't know how much HP they're gonna give Fortune. Presumably they're gonna give them less than Strength, considering Strength is basically considered the main one of the two bosses here, with Fortune being more so the supporting of the two, unsurprisingly. Oh no, 50 damage, I'm so scared. Now, we could be rolling the 3 stars and getting like 200 extra damage on the boss, which, you know, you hit 3 or 4 of those, starts that up. But you could also roll 200 damage on yourself, and, well, if Strength decides they ever want to follow up on that, they could potentially down another character. And, well, I feel like that's a lot worse for me than it is for them, so let's not do that. Let's say that we did, shall we? Go ahead and drop the defense again so we can start doing real damage again. Mind Charge Maggie Dolan for under 50 SP is pretty good. The fact that we're able to use that combo for under 50 is really nice. But then again, you have to remember that we have Spellmaster on ourselves, which is taking up a ability slot on Vision. So it's not like we're not paying for it in a different way. But considering we're in a war of attrition here in terms of our HP and SP at the moment, it's worthwhile. Attacking would be ideal. Really, it was like just enough to give it to them. Well, they could potentially, I don't know if I would say they could potentially one-shot the rest of my people. They're not going to be able to touch me, Yukari, on the other hand. Okay, honestly, not that bad. Of course, that's even with their attack up after all that, so actually I think we're kind of okay. She doesn't even have her ultimate gear either, so I'm kind of surprised she's taking not as much damage as I thought she would have been. Well, we can always lower their hit. That never hurts. I mean, we've seen like Giga Spark in the last episode and whatnot miss multiple times as a result of it. So I definitely don't disregard the evasion down in this game. 500 damage, I mean, we're getting there. It's not much, you know, it's not like the 1k damage that we would be getting at some personas, but I'm certainly not against the damage we're doing right now. I really wish the Fortune setup didn't take as long as it did. Like, they really didn't have to drop the wheel at every time. Like, the first time, you know, for, like, dramatic effect and whatever, sure, why not? This is probably not ideal. We're gonna be able to do a lot more damage. You know, like, don't get me wrong, but also they might be able to down more of my people as a result. Oh, focus my main character. Like, the... Jeez. Oh, my... Oops. Right, so about that enraged damage bonus. Oh yeah. I don't know why I res these two. I mean, I guess I should keep them up until the enrage runs out. Considering how they're gonna be enraged for a few turns here. Now, I do not. I mean, I want to enrage myself for the damage, but I don't want to deal with the results of that. Oh, I just distressed myself. The stress doesn't matter too much, although it does mean that there's crit, like, all of my people now. Oh, they instant recovered from rage? Okay. I guess that doesn't really matter, though, when they're just gonna crit everyone. Oh, good, Akihiko didn't get crit. Nice. Alright, go ahead and get rid of the distress, so that way they stop getting free crits on everyone. Let's not say we did, shall we? Go ahead, throw down the revival bread on Yukari. Probably not going to be enough to keep her up. We have bead chains. Do I really care to use one? I only have 5. Well, I'm kind of surprised I only have 5 of them with like as much farming and all that we did. Is it going to be even if I heal it full, is it really going to be enough? Is it bad that I just want to do damage here? I should probably at least attempt to keep Yukari up. We could potentially give ourselves defense up right here, which might be enough in order to keep people alive. Of course. I'm pretty sure the wheel spins differently in the rerun than our original one, because in the original one we were hitting a lot of the buffs we needed pretty consistently. She would go for Yukari right after that. But even with the damage up, she still wasn't able to do enough damage to drop her, so even if we give them attack up, so long as it's not in rage bonus damage, it looks like we'll be okay in terms of that. So I think at this point, it's more so just a tank and speak and using HP and SP items and potentially HP items when we need it. The more spooky thing I think is going to come from when we do from when Fortune becomes active, because I'm pretty sure I remember Fortune being a magic spammer, in which case we'll have a lot more threats, because I think the only actual AoE skill that strength knows is the arts attack that we have on our Vishnu, so outside of that attack, I think we're relatively okay. It's just like a matter of time until we wear strength down. I just lowered their defense, so like, whatever, it's fine. Akihiko can just, because the way buffs work in this game, instead of returning him to, or returning strength to a neutral state, will actually just drop him straight down the defense reduction. Or actually, I think it just neutralized it, yeah, because we had strength up and their defense was down. Okay, so it just returned it to normal. In which case, we could just reapply it anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much like that. SP already running pretty low on all of my people, and then, of course, as I said earlier, do keep in mind we do have to fight Fortune, even after we do defeat Strength here. Of course, it'll still be a 1v4. Excuse you? You really just not that, didn't you? Well, you're just delaying the inevitable, you know that, right? This fight is going to be so much longer than the Hermit one. One, because we're fighting 2 bosses, and the other one because the Wheel of Fortune effect. It's a nice effect, it just needed to be sped up after, like, first X amount of times that it was introduced. Does that make sense? HP restoration for us, yay! Even though we were at full HP, so it doesn't actually. Strength really liking the pick on Yukari right now. What's up with that? I mean, she has the lowest HP out of everybody, so I guess it would make sense the boss would want to go for something like that. Although outside of that reason, I'm not really seeing too much as to why they would. These bosses not having any weaknesses to exploit is a thing. I mean, the earlier Giant Shadow boss fights had some weaknesses, but I guess because they were earlier in the game, they're like, oh, they can afford to have the weaknesses. And also, like, kind of tutorial teach you about weaknesses on bosses. But then they kind of negate that fact by having later bosses, but I guess that would make the boss fights a little too easy if they had actual weaknesses, but even so. I'm probably gonna give it to them, sadly. Yeah, I had a feeling that was gonna be the case. So close, so close. Alright, your attack just got lowered, so it should be even less likely that you one-shot here. Yep. Unless she crits there, we're fine. Your defense is neutral now, so this is fun to do. It's still mind charge, so it's not going to hurt as much naturally because the defense is neutral standing at the moment, but it's okay. I wish I had more SP. I still can't believe we didn't get as much SP items, because I feel like we should have, considering as much farming as we did. I guess we could have got more out of the antique store, but I was really hoping to get Heart of Mendon and whatnot, so I was really trying not to spend any more resources than I had to, especially after getting Dolan and Orbs and Spellmaster, which, had I known those doors were going to exist and actually give me the cards for free, I would have just waited for that. But such is life. Oh good, well, all my teams enraged. So I'll live, because I don't think strength can actually touch us. The rest of our party might die though, but they should at least get halfway decent damage. Dead? Yep.
Oh no! Yukari-chan!
I mean, kinda hard to say that damage isn't worth. I mean, look at that damage. Look at that damage. What was that? Like 1,000 damage at one turn? Like, I know this happened when we were fighting it originally too, but like, oh man, if we enrage ourselves and then lower its defense from distressed or something. Oh man, if we get crits off of distressed or fear, or with enraged damage too, that's gonna do so much. That's assuming we can get crits while enraged, but why wouldn't we be able to get crits while we're enraged? Oh, they lost their turn too. Oh, immediately as soon as I say that, we have crit. Double crit? It's so good. It's so good. Okay, so this is how you actually beat the boss. I mean, if that doesn't show you how to absolutely annihilate strength, I don't know what does, because strength just melted like
I detect fortune again, so you can attack that one now.
Oh, don't mind if I do. Unfortunately, you're not stressed or whatever, so the chance that we crit you is not very high, but I think we honestly, at this point, seeing how much damage we do, I think we just keep going for, like, legitimately trying to enrage ourselves. Like, unless he pulls some random AoE nonsense out of nowhere, I think we're relatively fine to just keep enraging ourselves and going at him. I'm pretty sure I want to say he uses wind magic. I want to say that, if I remember correctly from the boss fight. That's assuming they don't change it from when I had done it. You know, in terms of when we fought it originally in the story as compared to now. But for the most part, these fights seem to be pretty faithful to what they were. I think I actually want potentially evasion down on him before even defense down, but I like damage too much, so the defense definitely going down. The question is, do I want to enrage first, or do I want to like panic him or something first? Presumably actually give myself the debuff first, and then, well, in this case, it's a buff. Let's go. And because I know my main's gonna survive, like, I don't even think this boss can legitimately touch me, and that's not like being overly cocky. It's just I don't think he legitimately has an element that does damage to my main character, in which case my main character will always just live and this boss won't be able to do anything. How can you not love that enraged damage? Like, this is gonna hurt, like, don't get me wrong, but like, damage though. Look how much here it makes this boss fight, dude. Like, these guys have so much. I mean, look how much damage we're hitting them for to still have this much HP after getting hit for what? 1,000-ish a turn, and they still have that much HP. Like, I just cannot put into words how much damage we're actually doing here for the. It's gonna give it to him and draw both of my people, isn't it? Hey, give it to us. Nice. Are we still enraged? Tell me we're enraged still. No.
You're being too reckless.
Fuka, shut up. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, Fuka. Don't you tell me that I don't know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Did you see that damage? How fast that makes this boss fight in comparison to playing it normally on Enrage? Like, bro, it's not even close. I did 499 with a Mind Charge Baby Dolan when basic attacks while Enraged. We're doing 250 each, and I was attacking twice per turn. So I was literally doing Mind Charge Baby Dolan damage, but in one turn as opposed to in 2 turns. Like, you don't understand, Fuga, how much of a damage difference that is. Fuga, please, you gotta understand. I'm not being wrecked with this. My main will be fine. I mean, the rest of them might get wrecked, but that's fine. We have like 60 plus revival items. Like, we'll be okay. If I get myself attack up too and then into enrage, I can actually do. Okay, well, yeah, that's fine. We can always just drop his defense thing, Slakihigo. It should just go back to neutral at this point, so overall it doesn't really make a difference, and we can drop everybody's HP, or bring him back to max here, and we're really not worried about him doing it. I thought for sure this man was doing magic attacks, but maybe it's because Yukari has, Yukari and my main both have wind nullification, because it's very much a wind that I remember doing. Or do I have wind nullification, or is that the one that I don't have cover for? I guess I could have looked before I did Mind Charge, but here we are. Okay, go ahead and drop his defense. We may not, because of all that damage, yeah, there's no. Oh yeah, that's one of the, like, 2 that, it was what, fire, wind, and then, dark or whatever. We're definitely gonna heal my mate because we are not throwing like that right at the end. I'm gonna try and see if I can do this guy without items. We probably could already as is. I mean, we already used items, so, but, wait a minute. I already used a few items. Yeah, you get the idea. I'm gonna try and not use too much stuff. Enough for Maggie Dolan now. Well, that's kind of annoying. But I also don't want to bring my HP down to the point where his wind can actually one-shot me. It did what, like 260-ish? Assuming he gets a better roll than that, maybe hits 300, I still live here, so that's fine. We drop his defense here. Yukari doesn't have any more AoE healing. Probably should have dealt with that before we did this, huh? Although if he's gonna waste a turn every other turn doing Wheel of Fortune, which is basically a waste of a turn for him, like he'd be far better off actually attacking me with the AoE win. Wow, a whole 50 damage. You think they would have scaled that up a little bit more for a fight like this, considering, 50 HP damage is basically nothing? I mean, I think that's pretty fair to say. 119, that's even worth it. Like, I should just use items, right? But, I mean, I still got the Hangman fight, plus the ultimate opponent, and whatever else potentially comes of it, so I'm still trying to save them for that, because surely the ultimate opponent will be harder than this. Your defense is down, your attack's not down, which we could drop, or we could just keep going in. We haven't scanned them, but I'm like 99% sure that these guys don't have weaknesses, if I remember correctly. We did manage to shock him, though I don't. Shock never seems to actually mean anything overall. I'm sure it does something, because otherwise.
That's just not right.
Oh, wait a minute. This feels rigged. Uh-oh, well, that was happening. Oh, that's really not good. Wait a minute.
Someone help Mitsuru-senpai!
Ow.
Careful, the enemy's strong against light.
Level 90? Bruh. Right. Okay, I didn't want to have to use it. This is only gonna... We have plenty of precious eggs. We'll hold on to those for as long as we can, right? I'm actually at the HP point where he can actually drop me right now. Wait a minute, on my main here. Because I think his AoE win was in for like 260-ish, in which case, let's go ahead and just make sure that doesn't happen, shall we? Can we just drop the God's Hand on him? I think we do. easy? Okay, your evasion's not lowered. I was like, you what me? But nah, I guess that works. I guess math takes that. Some scuff healing right here, but it works in terms of keeping him alive for the time being. Yeah, he would have had just enough to be able to drop me there had I not healed. Although we still have our once more on our main character. I think I actually need to take the bracer that I have off on my main character. I think that's only... I don't think it actually applies because we have natural once more now. So I think... I don't think you can get 2 more once mores in the fight. That sounds about right. Or at least that would make sense. Unless this being crits, he has no chance of dropping my main at this point. Now, of course, your defense just went back up. Are you cheating again? Oh no, you're actually playing. That seems kind of weird that he plays such a cursed rule. You think at his final HP they would have made the bets a little more daring? Well, we get free defense up, so we definitely don't have to worry about one-shots anytime soon. Unless he magically gets a crit on us, even then I think we would still be okay. We still have our once more on our main, so that'd be fine in that regard. Did we just go for damage? I should probably save it for healing, but like surely this guy's close to dead, right? That was really not as much damage as I was hoping it was gonna be. Well, we've got enough for maybe like 2 more mind charges on Mitsuru. Do I go Godhand here? We have defense up. Unless he crits, that's like the only way he'd be able to drop us at that point. Your defense is up, yeah. I was like, I'm doing way not enough damage for his defense not being. If we get enraged right now with his defense down, I think we actually just kill him before he can do anything. Of course, he's not. Conveniently, you notice how he's not dropping that roulette now. It's almost like they knew something was up. We're just gonna go for a free safe roll. Oh no, you did 50 damage to me. Wow, what a waste of a turn for you. And my main even managed to dodge it, which I'm not really sure how that works on a roulette roll. I guess it just treats it as a regular attack or something, but sure. We'll throw the full HP heal out. Right, why not? I mean, I'm really not scared of him, like, actually being able to take down any of our characters. At least we're at full HP. Not full HP heal. After we just full HP heal. Yeah, that's a good joke, game. How about... Okay, apparently you have a bit more HP than I was thinking you did for that hitting for 455 to not have your HP drop like that. Okay, there we go. The HP bar was just a bit deceiving. I almost wish it showed actually how much HP they had. That was a good amount of XP right there. It's not killing the Reaper XP, but it certainly wasn't bad XP. Oh, next level for salvation. Yeah, right. You get rid of my nullification skills. You what, mate? You wish. Vishnu surely will give us something good as an actual item. Hikari hitting 84, 78 magic. So good. Infinity times 10? Pretty sure that version of Infinity is the one that covers the full party with invincibility for 1 turn with no drawbacks, unlike one of the other versions where I think you essentially die right after use, which I guess kind of works for 1 turn if you really need them up. But yeah, so that's yet another of the giant boss shadow, boss rush, whatever you want to call them, bosses down. And that only leaves us the Hangman left in that room. Margaret, do you have anything different to say to this? Maybe like a "you're so close" or something? She does actually change the dialogue. Okay, 1 more test. Oh, I can't wait. This is fun. What? Okay, Margaret. All right. But yeah, 1 more test. Okay, so she's saying 1 more. But 1 more for what? We will have to figure that out. At least, hopefully, I can beat the Hangman in the next one. From what I remember, when we fought him in the main story, it was really just knocking down the statues and then dropping them. So Fortune and Strength were level 90. he may jump all the way up to level 99, or he might jump to level 95, since it seems like they've been going up by about 5 levels every time. I mean, is 90 compared to 99 that big of a jump? Not necessarily, but it's still, you know, I mean, level 99 is level 99. It is max in the game, at least I assume it's max in the game. It's been max in 4 and 5, so why would they change that in 4 and 5 from 3? I don't see that being the case, so yeah. So he's either going to be 95 or 99. So the thing was, I had to drop all the statues before I could do damage to them, but the statues each had their different resistances to different things. But they also had weaknesses, which they might change at this one to where everything will do neutral damage. So that way, I don't remember if the statues ever got the attack, if they actually did attack. Or if they were just there as a barrier so that way I couldn't get to the boss immediately, which is probably more so the thing. Which is probably going to really dry out that fight, which is annoying to think about, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. Appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.